someone, and it obviously hurts me to say this, but someone that you have maybe even better chemistry with than you have with me is with Kate Berlant.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
I'm willing to take a second position to her, but you guys just shot a very funny, very creepy short film called Rachel, based on a true story.
Yes. We shot a short. We tried to like recreate a short. It's actually very, I think, hold for the trash truck. And we're good. We shot a very kind of quarantine appropriate short. I'm realizing now this is pre all of this though, but basically this happened to me in real life. I had friends come over after a show that I did, like 8 friends for like the most casual get together, and like there were like a couple friends of friends there, like people I had never met before. So this was kind of already kind of subconsciously, I was already accepting the fact that I like wouldn't know some people there. And this girl, like literally as I was letting people into my home, this girl kind of ran up my steps so boldly and just like so casually and boldly. And she was like, I have to pee. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just assumed, like, because of her boldness, I was like, well, she must know someone. And then she literally spent like an hour, 2 hours in my house. Just like, again, a party of like 8 people. Like this was not, she was not invisible. She was like, she took her shoes off after she went to the bathroom, took her shoes off, curled up on my couch and started talking to my friend, and was like, she literally, and this is in the short, she was like, are you a dancer? To my friend was like, no. She was like, you're a dancer. And then they had this conversation because they were talking for so long, we just were like, I guess they know each other. At one point my friend looked over the couch at me and was like, do you know her? I was like, no. But I like said in a joke way, so she thought I was kidding. And then slowly we all started to connect the dots. We were like kind of drunk, and I started like pulling people back in the kitchen and being like, and like grilling people, being like, do you know her? And people and like, no, I do. And like we all like slowly put it together that no one in the house knew who she was. And then we had to kick her out. And I am so afraid of confrontation.
That's the scariest part by far is not having a stranger in my house. It would be having to confront the stranger and possibly be framed as a rude person.
Exactly. By the way, by a total stranger who like intruded in my house. I'm worried about what she thinks of me, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, so my friend just kind of like, took over for me and like, kicked her out. And so, and she was like so defensive. She was like, oh, she was treating us like we were like nerds for not like kind of letting the stranger in.
Right.
And yeah, it was so horrifying, and like truly like did not leave my system for weeks. Like it was so creepy.
Yeah.
And then we just tried to recreate it as like accurately as possible in the short.
So it was like an Unsolved Mysteries recreation of Rachel's intrusion into your home.
Exactly.
I feel like my wife would let her stay only because she.
Can I just quickly say it's like the Duplass version of Unsolved Mysteries. Sorry, but keep going. Back to your wife. You always bring
she
up
wouldn't let Rachel stay because she took her shoes off. Which is something that she would say, like, this person may not be uninvited, but at least they have the decency as a guest to remove their shoes in my home.
Yeah.